Every day, ordinary citizens come up with highly practical solutions to fix their local communities. Yet, when those ideas enter the machinery of a traditional political party, they almost always get crushed. When policies stagnate, the public naturally assumes we have a human resources problem. We blame corrupt politicians, incompetent leaders, or a general lack of moral fiber. But bad governance is rarely the result of individual malice. It is the mathematical result of a structural engineering failure embedded deep within the architecture of how political parties are actually built. Modern political organizations run on an operating system designed in the 19th century. It is a rigid, top-down framework built for an era of telegraphs and print, and it actively filters out modern innovation. To fix democracy, we don't need to miraculously change human nature. We must debug the political machine and rebuild it from first principles. This diagram shows the foundational structure of a legacy political party. It is a strict hierarchy based entirely on physical geography. A central node at the top dictates orders down to dozens of generic boxes at the bottom, which represent local territorial committees. This geographic layout operates on top-down mandates, pushing identical strategies and ideological dogma into the local branches, completely blocking any upward flow of new concepts. This creates a structural bottleneck known as co-optation. Co-optation is a mechanism where central party bosses handpick loyalists and impose them on the lower levels of the organization, bypassing any merit-based selection. For anyone joining the party at the local level, the path to advancement requires prioritizing blind loyalty to the central dogma and administrative busywork over actual policy problem-solving. Because the architecture relies entirely on this top-down co-optation, it systematically starves the party of original thought. Worse, it acts as a powerful magnet for status-seeking opportunists who excel at climbing corporate ladders. Watch what happens when an ordinary citizen brings a specific, actionable policy idea into this legacy environment. Regardless of their professional expertise, this innovator is immediately assigned to a generic local committee based solely on their zip code. That local committee functions as a partisan barracks. The agenda isn't driven by local problem-solving. It is strictly dictated by the central leadership's national talking points. The physical consequence is immediate. The citizen's specific idea is suffocated by uniform mandates cascading from above. Compare this to the compliance-driven loyalist. They easily move upward through the hierarchy, while the original innovator and their idea are pushed out entirely. This dynamic forces a massive brain drain. Civic innovators leave to join non-governmental organizations or private startups, spaces where they can work on actual problems, but lack the institutional, legislative power to change the law. The legacy party is perfectly engineered to achieve its actual goal, maintaining central control, at the direct expense of civic innovation and progress. To solve this, we must tear down the geographic pyramid completely. In its place, we construct a modern, agile architecture inspired by the tech sector. The foundational unit of this new system is the Political Incubator. A political incubator is a cross-functional, issue-specific team. It operates free of geographic boundaries, focusing solely on solving one distinct civic problem. Instead of joining a regional branch, citizens plug directly into a hub dedicated to an issue they actually understand. This bypasses local party bosses entirely, allowing direct collaboration based on specialized expertise rather than territory. The incentive structure completely changes. People join incubators to execute a tangible solution, not seek generic status. Because incubators are agile, failure is cheap. If an idea fails, the incubator simply dissolves without dragging down the entire party structure. The incubator model physically removes the co-optation bottleneck, allowing good ideas to dictate the structure of the party, rather than the structure dictating the ideas. Let's ground this theory in a highly specific, actionable example. An incubator dedicated exclusively to ensuring ambulances arrive anywhere in the city within 5 minutes. A traditional party cannot solve this problem. A geographic committee simply does not possess the cross-functional expertise required to overhaul municipal emergency logistics. But the 5-minute ambulance incubator naturally pulls in the exact right people. Urban planners, medical triage experts, and traffic data scientists working together in one unit. The output of this team is not ideological rhetoric. They produce a fully researched, validated, and actionable policy blueprint ready for immediate legislation. By defining the exact problem clearly, the incubator automatically attracts the specialized talent needed to solve it, completely bypassing the need for top-down party recruiting. This raises a vital scaling question. If a party has dozens of independent incubators working on different problems simultaneously, how does it decide what becomes its official platform? The answer is the marketplace of ideas. Instead of party bosses picking pet projects, incubators compete in an internal free market based on objective performance. This dashboard tracks exact metrics of success: team growth, resources raised, and viable policy outputs. This system mimics natural selection. Weak ideas are starved of resources and fade, while highly effective ideas scale up rapidly. The ultimate reward is automatic. The top-performing incubators merge to form the party's official campaign platform for the next election. The individuals who actually built and scaled these successful incubators organically become the party's leadership and electoral candidates. The marketplace of ideas replaces backroom dealing with a mathematical meritocracy, proving what the public actually wants before an election even happens. This comparison reveals the physical impact of these systems. The legacy pyramid is a safe haven where opportunists simply mirror the dogma and climb the hierarchy, but the agile network actively repels them. Without a good idea and a team, you have zero mechanism to gain power. The incubator architecture acts as an automated immune system, filtering out grifters while retaining dedicated public servants. We cannot achieve a functioning democracy by hoping for the moral purity of politicians. We must rely on an architecture that makes opportunism physically impossible to execute. Everything traces back to the foundational unit of all political potential, the single good civic idea. True democracy should operate as an unbroken pipeline where the best ideas seamlessly transition into the rules of society. Achieving this ideal requires permanently abandoning the 19th century hardware of territorial, top-down party politics. We must replace it with issue-specific incubators generating solutions, an internal marketplace validating them, and proven outcomes dictating leadership. Governance ultimately functions as an engineering challenge. Its long-term success is strictly determined by the quality of the system's design. The future of democracy requires a total migration to a new political operating system.